Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we are discussing the IGNOU MSW004 Social Work and Social Development December 2024 Term End Examination Question Paper. This question paper carries 100 marks, and the examination duration is 3 hours. Students are required to answer all 5 questions. Questions 1 and 2 have a word limit of approximately 600 words each. In this video, we will discuss every question, including the alternative questions, so that you can use this lecture for examination preparation and revision. Question number 1. Option A. Define sustainable development. Discuss the impact of globalization on sustainable development. Answer. Sustainable development refers to a pattern of development that seeks to improve human well-being while ensuring that natural resources in the environment are protected for present and future generations. Sustainable development attempts to establish a balance between 3 important dimensions. 1. Economic development. 2. Social development. 3. Environmental protection. Development should not be understood merely as economic growth. It should also improve people's quality of life, reduce inequality, promote social justice and protect ecological resources. Globalization and sustainable development. Globalization has increased the movement of goods, capital, technology, information and people across national boundaries. It has created both opportunities and challenges for sustainable development. Positive impacts. 1. Transfer of technology. Globalization can facilitate the transfer of modern technologies that improve production, communication, agriculture, healthcare and environmental management. 2. Economic opportunities. International trade and investment can create employment opportunities and contribute to economic growth. 3. Access to knowledge. Global communication allows countries and communities to share knowledge about environmental protection, social development and sustainable practices. 4. International cooperation. Globalization encourages international cooperation in addressing problems such as climate change, poverty and environmental degradation. Negative impacts. 1. Environmental degradation. Rapid industrialization and increased consumption can put pressure on natural resources and contribute to pollution. 2. Inequality. The benefits of globalization may not be equally distributed. Certain groups may gain more economic advantages while vulnerable communities may remain disadvantaged. 3. Resource exploitation. Commercial pressures can encourage excessive exploitation of forests, minerals, water and other natural resources. 4. Consumerism. Global markets can increase consumerism and demand for resources, creating additional environmental pressure. Conclusion. Globalization can support sustainable development when economic growth is combined with social justice and environmental responsibility. Therefore, development policies should ensure that the benefits of globalization reach disadvantaged communities while protecting natural resources. Question number 1. Option B. Relationship between law and social work. Answer. Law and social work are closely connected because both are concerned with social justice, protection of rights and the welfare of individuals and communities. Importance of law in social work. 1. Protection of rights. Social workers work with vulnerable groups whose rights may be threatened. Legal provisions provide mechanisms for protecting these rights. 2. Social justice. Law provides a formal framework for addressing discrimination, exploitation and inequality. 3. Protection of vulnerable groups. Women, children, persons with disabilities and other vulnerable groups are supported through various legal measures. 4. Legal aid. Social workers may help clients understand their legal rights and connect them with appropriate legal services. 5. Advocacy. Social workers can identify gaps in existing laws and advocate for social and legal reforms. Conclusion. Law provides the legal framework within which social work operates, while social workers help individuals and communities understand and access their rights. Both therefore contribute to social justice and social development. Question number 2. Option A. Enumerate the important directive principles of state policy and their significance. Answer. The directive principles of state policy provide important guidelines for the government in establishing a just and welfare-oriented society. They are intended to guide the state in promoting social, economic and political justice. Important areas covered by the directive principles include promotion of social and economic welfare, reduction of inequalities, adequate means of livelihood, equal pay for equal work, protection of workers, protection of children, promotion of public health, development of educational opportunities, promotion of the interests of weaker sections, organization of local self-government, protection of the environment. Significance. 1. Welfare state. The directive principles provide a foundation for creating a welfare-oriented state. 2. Social justice. They encourage reduction of economic and social inequalities. 3. Protection of weaker sections. They emphasize the welfare and development of disadvantaged sections. 4. Labor welfare. They provide direction for improving working conditions and protecting workers. 5. Public health. They encourage the state to improve health and living conditions. 6. Education. Education is an important instrument of social development, and the principles encourage the state to promote educational opportunities. Conclusion. The directive principles are important instruments for social development because they provide a vision of a society based on justice, equality and welfare. Question number 2. Option B. Rights of women under Hindu law. Answer. Women's rights under Hindu law have undergone significant changes through legal reforms. Important areas include 1. Property rights. Modern Hindu law has strengthened women's rights in relation to property and inheritance. 2. Right to inheritance. Women have legal rights to inherit property, subject to the applicable legal provisions. 3. Marriage. Hindu law regulates marriage and establishes legal conditions relating to marriage. 4. Divorce. Legal provisions provide grounds through which a marriage may be dissolved. 5. Maintenance. Women may have legal rights to maintenance in appropriate circumstances. 6. Adoption and guardianship. Hindu law contains provisions concerning adoption and guardianship. Conclusion. Legal reforms have strengthened women's position within the family and society. Awareness and effective implementation of these rights are important for women's empowerment and social justice. Question number 3. Answer any two. The examination asks students to answer any two of the following four questions. Option A. Different streams of migration. Migration refers to the movement of people from one geographical area to another. Major streams of migration can be understood according to the direction of movement. Rural to rural. People move from one rural area to another, often for marriage, employment or agricultural opportunities. Rural to urban. People move from villages to towns and cities in search of employment, education and better economic opportunities. Urban to urban. People may move from one urban center to another because of employment, education or professional opportunities. Urban to rural. Some people move from cities to rural areas because of retirement, family reasons, lower living costs or other circumstances. Migration can be temporary, seasonal or permanent. Migration has economic and social consequences for both places of origin and destination. Question number 3. Option B. Salient features of rural and tribal communities. Answer. Rural communities. Rural communities are generally associated with agriculture and other primary occupations. Important characteristics include close interpersonal relationships, importance of family and kinship, community-based social life, dependence on agriculture and natural resources, traditional social institutions, relatively smaller settlements, tribal communities. Tribal communities often have distinctive cultural traditions, social institutions and relationships with natural resources. Important features include strong community relationships, distinct cultural traditions, traditional institutions, dependence on forests and natural resources in many communities, collective identity, traditional knowledge and practices. Social workers need to understand the cultural context of rural and tribal communities before designing interventions. Question number 3. Option C. Capability approach to welfare. Answer. The capability approach focuses on what people are genuinely able to be and do. Instead of measuring welfare only through income, it emphasizes people's capabilities and opportunities. Important aspects include freedom of choice, human dignity, access to education, access to healthcare, participation, social opportunities, ability to achieve a meaningful life. The approach therefore views development as an expansion of people's real opportunities and freedoms. For social work, this perspective is important because social development should empower people rather than merely provide temporary assistance. Question number 3. Option D. Industrialization and social change. Answer. Industrialization brings major changes in economic and social organization. Major effects. Urbanization. Industrial development encourages movement towards towns and cities. Occupational change. Traditional occupations may decline while industrial and service sector employment expands. Family changes. Industrialization may contribute to changes in family structure and relationships. Class formation. Industrialization contributes to the development of new occupational and economic classes. Lifestyle changes. Consumption, education, communication and patterns of social interaction may change. Migration. Employment opportunities can encourage migration from rural to urban areas. Thus, Industrialization can transform social institutions, occupations, communities and lifestyles. Question number 4. Answer any 4. The original question paper asks for approximately 150 words for each answer. Option A. Social and human development. Answer. Social development refers to planned efforts to improve social well-being, reduce inequality and promote social justice. Human development focuses on expanding people's opportunities, capabilities and quality of life. Both approaches place people at the center of development. Important dimensions include education, health, livelihood, participation, equality and social security. Social and human development therefore move beyond economic growth and emphasize improvements in people's overall well-being. Question number 4. Option B. Key guidelines for agency practice. Agency practice should be guided by professional values and principles. Important guidelines include respect for the dignity of clients, confidentiality, professional responsibility, non-discrimination, client participation, accountability, appropriate record keeping, ethical decision-making, respect for individual differences, coordination with other professionals. Effective agency practice should combine professional competence with ethical responsibility. Question number 4. Option C. Strengths and limitations of public interest litigation. Public interest litigation provides an important mechanism through which issues affecting disadvantaged groups can reach the courts. Strengths. 1. It can help protect the rights of disadvantaged people. 2. It can promote access to justice in matters of public concern. Limitations. 1. Public interest litigation can sometimes be misused for purposes other than genuine public interest. 2. Judicial intervention through PIL may raise concerns about the appropriate boundaries between judicial and executive functions. Therefore, public interest litigation can be an important instrument of social justice when used responsibly. Question number 4. Option D. Functions of Bar Council of India. Answer. The Bar Council of India plays an important role in regulating the legal profession. Its functions include laying down professional standards, promoting standards of legal education, regulating professional conduct, protecting the interests of advocates, supporting disciplinary mechanisms, promoting professional development. It therefore contributes to maintaining standards and discipline within the legal profession. Question number 4. Option E. Legal provisions to safeguard women in their interests. Answer. Various legal provisions seek to protect women from discrimination, violence and exploitation. These include laws and provisions relating to equality and non-discrimination, marriage, property and inheritance, domestic violence, dowry, sexual harassment, maintenance, protection from trafficking. Legal protection is effective only when women are aware of their rights and can access appropriate legal and social services. Question number 4. Option F. Main institutions for legal aid in India. Answer. Legal aid is intended to help people who cannot effectively access legal services. Important institutions include National Legal Services Authority, State Legal Services Authorities, District Legal Services Authorities, Taluk Legal Services Committees, Legal Aid Clinics, These institutions help eligible persons obtain legal advice, representation and other forms of legal assistance. Question number 5. Short notes. Answer any 5. The question paper lists 8 topics for short notes. Option A. Development Environment Debate. Answer. The development environment debate concerns the relationship between economic development and environmental protection. Development may improve employment, infrastructure and living standards, but poorly planned development can lead to pollution, resource depletion and ecological damage. The central challenge is to achieve development while protecting natural resources. Sustainable development attempts to reconcile these two concerns by promoting economic and social progress along with environmental protection. Question number 5. Option B. Rural-urban dichotomy. Answer. Rural-urban dichotomy refers to the distinction between rural and urban social environments. Rural areas are often associated with agriculture, close community relationships and traditional institutions. Urban areas generally have greater occupational diversity, population density, industrial and service sector employment and complex social relationships. However, rural and urban areas are increasingly interconnected through migration, communication, markets and transportation. Question number 5. Option C. Social cost-benefit analysis. Answer. Social cost-benefit analysis evaluates the costs and benefits of a development project from the perspective of society as a whole. It considers not only direct financial costs and benefits but also wider social and environmental consequences. For example, a development project may generate employment but may also cause displacement or environmental damage. Social cost-benefit analysis therefore helps decision makers evaluate the broader consequences of development projects. Question number 5. Option D. Pareto optimality. Answer. Pareto optimality is an economic concept concerning the allocation of resources. A situation is Pareto optimal when it is not possible to make one person better off without making another person worse off. The concept is useful for understanding efficiency in resource allocation. However, Pareto optimality by itself does not necessarily guarantee equality or social justice. Question number 5. Option E. The Mental Health Act, 1987. Answer. The Mental Health Act, 1987 was an important Indian legislation concerning mental health institutions in the treatment and care of persons with mental illness. It addressed matters relating to psychiatric hospitals and nursing homes, admission and care of persons with mental illness, and legal safeguards. For social work, mental health legislation is important because social workers may work with individuals, families and institutions dealing with mental health concerns. Question number 5. Option F. Domestic Violence Act, 2005. Answer. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, 2005 provides a legal framework for protecting women from domestic violence. Domestic violence can include physical, sexual, verbal, emotional and economic abuse. The Act provides mechanisms through which affected women can seek protection and appropriate relief. Social workers can play an important role by providing support, awareness, counseling, referrals and assistance in accessing services. Question number 5. Option G. Judicial activism. Answer. Judicial activism refers broadly to situations where courts take an active role in interpreting the law and addressing important constitutional or social issues. It can contribute to the protection of rights and advancement of social justice. However, judicial activism also raises questions about the boundaries between the judiciary and other organs of government. For social workers, it is relevant because judicial decisions can influence rights, welfare policies and social legislation. Question number 5. Option H. Child trafficking. Answer. Child trafficking involves the exploitation and movement of children for various unlawful purposes. Children affected by trafficking may experience exploitation, violence, abuse and deprivation of education and development opportunities. Prevention requires child protection systems, public awareness, law enforcement, family and community support, rehabilitation, education, coordination among agencies. Social workers have an important role in identification, intervention, rehabilitation and reintegration of affected children. So, friends, this brings us to the end of our complete discussion of IGNOU MSW 004, Social Work and Social Development. December 2024 Term End Examination. In this video, we covered the important questions and topics from the question paper, including sustainable development and globalization, the relationship between law and social work, directive principles of state policy, women's rights under Hindu law, migration, rural and tribal communities, the capability approach, industrialization and social change, legal aid, public interest litigation, judicial activism, and important social legislation. We also discussed the short note topics such as the development environment debate, rural-urban dichotomy, social cost-benefit analysis, Pareto optimality, the Mental Health Act, Domestic Violence Act, judicial activism and child trafficking. I hope this video helps you in your MSW 004 examination preparation and revision. If you found this video useful, please like the video, share it with your MSW friends, and subscribe to our channel for more IGNOU MSW study materials, solved question papers and exam preparation. Thank you for watching. All the very best for your examination.